For almost a century, one company has shaped imagination itself. Childhoods, movies, theme parks, characters known across every continent. That company is the Walt Disney Company. From animated films to billion-dollar franchises, Disney didn't just participate in entertainment, it defined it. But today, a different narrative is emerging, a question that would have sounded impossible a decade ago. Is Disney losing control of its empire? The story begins with one man, Walt Disney. In the early 1920s, he wasn't building an empire. He was struggling to survive, working in animation, facing rejection, losing early studios. But he had one obsession: to bring characters to life in a way the world had never seen before. At the time, animation was considered low-value entertainment. But Walt Disney saw something different: emotion, storytelling, magic. And slowly, that vision began to take shape. Everything changed with one character, Mickey Mouse. Mickey wasn't just a cartoon, he became a cultural symbol. With the rise of synchronized sound in film, Disney created something revolutionary: animated characters that spoke, moved, and felt alive. Audiences had never seen anything like it. And suddenly, Disney was no longer just an animation studio. It was becoming a storytelling powerhouse. As the company grew, Disney began expanding beyond films. The vision was no longer just characters, but entire worlds. This led to one of the most ambitious ideas in entertainment history: theme parks. Disneyland opened in 1955. It was unlike anything before it, a place where stories became physical environments, characters became real experiences, imagination became geography. For families, it wasn't just a park, it was a destination, a memory-making machine, and it worked. Over decades, Disney expanded aggressively: animated classics, live-action films, television networks, merchandise, global theme parks. It became a multi-generational brand. Parents who grew up with Disney introduced it to their children, and those children did the same. This cycle created something extremely powerful: emotional inheritance. Disney wasn't just entertainment, it was tradition. By the late 20th and early 21st century, Disney had become a global media empire. It owned film studios, TV networks, sports media, and later acquired massive franchises including Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar. Each acquisition added billions in cultural value. Disney didn't just create stories anymore. It controlled entire universes of storytelling. But then, everything began to shift. The rise of streaming changed entertainment forever, and Disney launched its own platform, Disney Plus. At first, it looked like a success. Millions of subscribers joined quickly, but the market was already overcrowded. Netflix dominance, rising content costs, fragmented audiences. The streaming wars became expensive, very expensive, and profitability became harder to sustain. As Disney expanded, challenges began to appear: declining box office performance, rising production costs, franchise fatigue, streaming losses. Some audiences began to feel too much content, too many sequels, too much dependency on existing franchises. The creative risk appetite seemed to shrink, and internally, pressure increased. Because expectations were now enormous, Disney was no longer competing with studios. It was competing with attention itself. Critics argue Disney is over-relying on franchises, struggling with originality, facing streaming profitability issues, losing box office dominance in some regions. Supporters argue Disney remains one of the most powerful brands on Earth. Its intellectual property portfolio is unmatched. Its global reach is still massive. So the truth is more complex. Disney is not collapsing, but it is evolving under pressure. And every empire, eventually faces a moment where its old model no longer guarantees success. Despite challenges, Disney remains one of the most influential companies in entertainment history. Its characters still dominate culture. Its parks still attract millions. Its franchises still generate billions. And its storytelling legacy is unmatched. Because Disney's true power was never just business. It was emotion. The story of Disney is not just about a company. It is about imagination becoming industry. But even the strongest empires face a constant challenge, staying relevant in a world that never stops changing. Disney built a kingdom of stories. But now, it must decide how to survive in a new era of storytelling. And that may be its greatest story yet.